It's the Subplay Special Master.
Live and direct.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.
What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to Breakfast with Kovu here on the Big Bad Trickstar Radio. We're back inside the building for another edition of the Interview Hour, our daily interview section where we speak to different artists from around the world about the projects they're working on, of course, where they come from, and of course, on top of that, what they have got on the way today. I'm very excited to jump into this conversation off the back of a very exciting EP launch. We have man like Majeeed on the line. How are you doing, sir? You all good?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. I'm good. Excited.
It's good to get you on the line, man. I'm really excited to get into this conversation. Obviously, we've been speaking a little bit via Instagram. I've been covering a little bit of your stuff on YouTube, but it's great to get you on the line. First of all, how are things your end, man? It looks like things are really busy, really heating up. Like, how are things your end?
Things are going fine, heating up, really. Been going for interviews, been going for shows, and yeah, things are amazing over here.
Amazing, man. It's good to hear. It's good to hear because obviously you've just come off the back of a very exciting EP launch. It launched very recently, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But obviously, with this section of the show, we get into a lot of interviews with different artists from around the world and look at their projects and things like that. So I want to kind of know a bit of background on yourself, and I'm sure our listeners do as well. So can you talk to me about the sort of like your early influences and what kind of pushed you into making the music you're making today? Like, what was that process like?
I've been writing songs for like 6 years now, right? I've been an underground artist for 6 years and basically writing songs for other celebrities and writing songs for other artists also, right? And I listen to amazing acts, old acts, actually, old people that their sound has value and content and context, right? The motivation and what pushed me to actually take up this music is because I feel I can actually give out something amazing, a value with my music out to people, right? Basically. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. I mean, this is where it gets kind of interesting because obviously, as I said, we're going to talk about the EP, and there's a strong meaning, kind of what you've said just there, kind of linked into the EP, which I'm really excited to dive into. But like you've obviously, you've mentioned sort of earlier acts that you were kind of interested in, and you've said artists with substance and things like that. What sort of artists are we talking about here?
I didn't get that. What did you say?
So what kind of artists are we talking about when you say kind of artists with substance? Are there any ones that spring to mind instantaneously?
Harry Belafonte. Chronix is an amazing act. I love Chronix so much. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, that sort of thing. Okay, that gives me a bit more context, and it makes it make a bit more sense as well. Obviously, having listened through your work and kind of looked through things that are going on. Kind of going still on the sort of early tip. Do you remember your first sort of studio session? Because obviously you've been writing for other artists as well. You've been doing the sort of writing side of things. Do you remember the first time you actually stepped in a booth to record yourself? Like, how was that process?
It was whack, bro. It was whack. It was trash, bro, right? But it didn't discourage me. I was even excited about the trash I made. Like, I wanted to make more music, right? That's the motivation. That's where it all started from. The trash to always improving back to back and never just relent at all.
Yeah,
so,
fully, man. I mean, it's really good. I asked this question to a lot of people that we have on the show, like interview-wise, and most of the time people go, it was a really nice story and all these sort of things happen. I love the fact you've just gone, no, it was trash, and I'm happy with it. It's a really good way to be, though, man. I mean, kind of moving forward. Then, obviously, you've been kind of putting music out there for a couple of years now. We've been seeing like quite regular releases from yourself, and we're going to dive into those a bit. But in regards to your kind of sound, obviously, you've mentioned having a lot of kind of influences based around substance and things like that. How would you describe your sound to someone who maybe hasn't heard you before or is looking to get into what you kind of make?
I don't know how to describe my sound. I wouldn't limit my sound and call it a particular genre of music. I would just say my sound is divine. That's all I can say, basically. I don't want to give it a specific genre of music, right? But I would just say my sound is just divine, basically.
That's a cool way of putting it, though, man. I think I definitely agree. When I've kind of listened through stuff, kind of reacted to a few bits, obviously done some reviews, it's been really exciting hearing about just how many different kind of influences all kind of come into it. That's the thing that I find there's clearly like a big stack of different influences that are going into what you're doing, and that does kind of lead us on very nicely to the EP, which I do want to talk about. Obviously, it's been out for a couple of weeks now, by the time this interview actually goes out, and kind of looking back over the catalogue that you've been working on, there were singles on this EP that came out in 2021. When did this project start coming together, or did you know this project was going to be what it was going to be?
I actually knew the project was going to be what it was going to be because actually the EP came out a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Right?
Came out a couple of days ago, and basically it was basically planned in my head. Right? I knew the direction I was going to. I knew the direction I wanted to go through. So it was very, very easy for me. Right? It was easy for me to accomplish that and stick to the direction I want to follow. Right? So it was here all through from the very start till it's out now. So yeah.
Amazing, man. So all the way back from over a year, you've kind of had the plan in your head, knowing the direction you want to take it and everything like that.
Yes, basically. Yes.
Amazing. Like this is the thing. We spoke quite briefly on Instagram about having the sort of I suppose what to look at from the EP and the sort of perspective to look at it from. You told me that it's very much one entire story. Like the whole project is part of the same story. Do you want to talk me through the kind of meaning behind that story, just so people can get a taste, obviously, before we jump into a few of the tracks today?
Okay, so basically I've been hurt in the past. I've been hurt so many times in every of my relationships, and yeah, I decided to create a story about it through my music and make people that have been hurt the way I have been understand and relate to my music, right? So yeah, all those while I've been having those emotional hula baloo, the EP has been planning in my head.
Okay.
Been planning it, right? I've been planning it in my head. Oh, this is actually a nice thing to talk about in my body of work, my relationship problems and how it's freaking hard and nobody's really understanding. So yeah. Okay. Bittersweet, basically a summary of my relationship problems, the toxic relationships, happy ones, sad ones, good ones, and yeah. Basically, that's it.
Interesting, man. I feel this is where it gets kind of interesting, because that's a subject that if you were to ask 9 out of 10 people in the world, it's something that people can relate to. And obviously that's where it gets really interesting. And obviously, kind of with the EP now being out there, I always like to ask people how the response has been your end, because it looks like it's been really good. I've been seeing loads of posts about like the project so far. As you said earlier, you've been quite busy in the promo run. So like, how has the response been in general at your end?
Amazing. The project has been amazing. The reception is beautiful. I'm proud of the project, and I'm proud of the project, basically. Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's good to hear. I think that's the most important thing, you know. I think as long as you're happy with where the project's kind of going, and to kind of round everything off as well with like the amount of time that it's been in the kind of pipeline. And again, I've got a funny feeling you're not going to like this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, purely because I ask it on every single interview we do. Obviously, it's a body of work, and you have described it as a story. And obviously, it is one entire story, but is there a favourite chapter for yourself? Is there a moment you look at and go, you know what, that's the chapter that I kind of look to most when I'm kind of promoting it?
Oh my goodness.
Everyone hates the question, but I've got to ask it each and every time.
Okay. Tough love.
Tough love.
Yeah, tough love, basically. Okay. I always run away from tough love, right? So yeah, tough love.
Okay, cool. Interesting. This is the thing. We're going to be jumping into a few of the tracks after we finish this conversation as well, so people are going to be able to really dive into the sort of direction you go and obviously all the influences behind it, which I'm really excited for. And obviously with this project, we've seen a video drop quite recently as well for it so far. Are we likely to see some more sort of visual elements for the project as it goes on? Have you got stuff planned along the way?
Yes. more visuals on the way, more visuals. If not visuals for every track, right? But yeah, more visuals on the way.
Amazing.
More
Is there a sort of timeline for that, or are you keeping it all very much under wraps at the moment?
On the raps. For the
Okay.
moment.
I thought I was going to get one, but it's all good. But there we go. I mean, obviously, 2022 is still right near the beginning of the year as well, and there's still a long way to go this year. Would you say the rest of your year is going to be kind of not centered around this project, but focus on promoting this project, or are there going to be other sort of projects dropping later on in the year, or singles, or collaborations, or how's the rest of the year going to run?
Basically, I'm just going to be promoting my body of work. Basically, I'll be promoting my body of work, every single track from the body of work. If possible, any other collaboration comes in, I don't mind. We'll do it. We'll run it. Yeah. But now I'm going to focus on my EP, focus on my body of work, and focus on promoting every single track on the body of work.
I think that's it's a good thing to do, man. And I've got to say the project is absolutely fantastic. I've listened through it a couple of times. Again, I've put together some YouTube content for it, which I've really enjoyed doing. It's one of those projects that I enjoyed diving into more than anything else. And I've got to say, it's great to see it getting the good response that it is. It's a project that definitely deserves the good response. And I want to say congratulations, because it's been really cool kind of watching the project launch.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much.
No worries, man. Honestly, keep it up. We're going to be keeping a few tracks from the selection on the playlist as well, just so people can find you as well online if this is their first time coming across you. Obviously, with this show, we get such a wide kind of listenership of fans of different genres and different sounds. It's what we really take pride in more than anything else. For people who are listening to you for the first time today, where can people kind of follow you online and just in general follow what you're doing?
Okay, so beautiful people around the world, if you want to follow me and listen to my music, my name is Majeed, Majeeed, triple ED official on Instagram, on Twitter, and anywhere you want to follow me on. Majeed official. Please, guys, I need followers. I need listeners of good music. Please follow me on Instagram, and yeah, let's connect. Let's make magic together.
Amazing, man, amazing. I've got to say thank you for taking the time out of your morning to joining us. It's been great to get into the conversation and obviously find out a bit more about what's going on with the EP and the sort of stories behind it. Thank you for taking the time out. It's been great fun. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, bro. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No worries at all, man. No worries at all. It's been great to chat. So we are going to jump into a few tracks off the Bittersweet EP next. And then following that, we're going to jump into today's edition of The Dub Shack, exploring system culture and reggae music from years gone by. Keep it locked and don't go anywhere. We're live on Trickstar Radio this morning.
This is Breakfast with COVID, bringing you their morning flavours on Trickstar Radio.
Trickstar Radio.